So tell us about these tortoises a little bit. What type of tortoises are we dealing with?
These are Aldabra tortoises. They're one of the two largest species in the world, along with the galops.
Where would you find them?
They're from the Aldabra Islands, which is kind of east of Africa. And a lot of people ask, how do you distinguish them from Galapagos tortoises? And one easy way is this neutral scoot, this little shell right between these two scoots. The Galapagos don't have that. Where the Aldabras,
like literally right between the two scoots. Oh, they're getting, and they raise right back up as soon as they know that the shower's coming.
Yeah.
These guys are already back at it. And you were telling me that sometimes when you get a tortoise that's kind of shy, you'll give it a shower and it'll kind of start to realize, hey, this guy is a nice guy, he makes you feel good. And
that's how, you know, I've had these for 10 plus years, and at first they wouldn't let you scratch their necks, but you'll see now, they're still sometimes a little shy, but if it's a little shy, sometimes if you work with them and they, you know, they'll raise up with that shower and they get to liking that, you'll see that it'll put its head out. And then, you know, once they start putting their head out, you can get to scratching them and they'll learn that they like being scratched, but they'll still get shy at times and decide they've had enough.
And you were telling me earlier that one of the reasons they'll put their necks out like that to get scratched is that in the wild, birds will come there and kind of pick at them and pick bugs off them and stuff like that, and they're used to that feeling.
Yeah. Sees that carrot. You want that carrot?
I guess not. I guess not. Very cool, very cool. And these guys can live over 100 years.
Over 100
Over 100 years, which is a long time. They're probably going to outlive me.
And me. You'll probably outlive me, though.
I don't think I'm going to outlive
That's
you.
not saying that.
I do some crazy stuff. I got some crazy videos, guys.
That's true.
The sharks and the alligators are going to get me. I don't know. Or an airline crash or something like that. Oh. Now, in the wild, how far will these guys roam? Do they have like a territory where they're just going to, like, I've always seen tortoises where, you know, they're a breeder, somebody has a tortoise, right? Or they're in a zoo or whatever, and they kind of, you know, they got a fence stopping them from where they go. But in the wild, if they could just go anywhere they wanted, how far would they go?
Yeah, I'm not sure what their natural range is, but here, these ones basically go over about 2 acres and just roam all over the place. But then at night, they come back to their heated hide in the winter. During the summer, they don't. They might stay out the clear other end of the yard.
Okay, so they get more further away.
Yeah.
They stay close to the warmth when in the winter time. Because we're out in Arizona, and it does get cold at night. So you got some heated up. So there they go. There's a heat enclosure where these guys can go in and say, "Hey, we're cold. We want to warm up." This is their house here, and then they got
some. You look inside there.
They got hay in there, so they can crawl underneath that, and they can kind of keep warm. And
then there's some heat lights.
Heat lamps under there, so that they can stay warm. Very cool. Cool. And this guy right here is a big Galapagos tortoise. Whoa, look at him, look at him. You gonna come say hi? I think he's gonna eat the camera, guys. I think he might eat the camera. He's looking to see if this is food that I got here. So, gotta be careful. I gotta be careful. But these guys can get up to 400 pounds and they can live over 100 years. Whoa. Just to show you just how big this guy is, he's huge. He's huge. He probably, you think he weighs probably about 200 pounds?
Oh yeah, at least.
Wow, I think he wants the neck scratch. Can I give him a neck scratch? Underneath or at the top?
Underneath.
Like right there?
Yeah, anywhere along there. You got a little one sneaking up.
Oh, this one's jealous. Oh no, you're jealous? You want a neck scratch too? Oh no. This one wants food.
Always.
Wow, look at him. Look how big he is. He's humongous. He's a, whoa. Very cool. Wow. All right, so Jerry, tell us about these guys.
These are Burmese star tortoises, and the two larger ones, this and that, are the females, and the smaller looking one is a male.
Really? So the big ones are actually the females?
Yeah.
And this little guy's the male?
And you'll notice the males are kind of elongated and the females are a little...
They're squattier. They're kind of that rounder, and they're more...
And a lot of people are familiar with Indian star tortoises, and these grow much larger than the Indian star tortoise. And they also differ. The Burmese star tortoise only has 3 radiating lines from the center of the scoot there, where an Indian star tortoise would have like 8. And you know, they're completely different species from different areas. And this is actually one of the rarest tortoises in the world.
One of the rarest tortoises in the world.
They're basically extinct in the wild.
Wow.
Though they have started some reintroductions. And of course, you know, we're having success here in the US captive breeding them.
So they're not going extinct permanently because there
guys
like you.
Because there is captive breeding. Because unfortunately, a lot of times in the wild, things go extinct for a number of different reasons, and one of them is just habitat loss. And where they live, you know, some species are eaten by local people or collected for pets or whatever. But you know, habitat loss is just so critical, and people burn the lands for farming and for development, and because we as a people, you know, as populations expand, we need more land, and you know, it's the animals' land that oftentimes we take.
Animals versus us sometimes.
So it's a tough dilemma at times, but you know, I honestly believe captive breeding can help save some of these species that otherwise would go extinct in the wild.
So guys, this is one of the babies of the tortoises we just saw.
The Burmese
star. This is how small they start out with.
Yeah, even smaller. This one actually hatched last year.
So it's about a year old.
Not quite that old. We're actually only a week into this year, so.
Oh, last year. Oh man, it's January, guys. So I'm thinking last year. So, but how old then?
I don't remember exactly. 6 months or something.
6 months old. Okay, throwing me up.
But
very cool, cute little guy.
Rare little tortoise.
And so basically extinct in the wild, almost.
Yep, pretty much.
They're trying to reintroduce them.
Yep.
But
that's why captive breeding is so important for a lot of these species, because a lot of them, you know, no one really has an interest in working with them, and that's something the private sector will do, is work with some animals that zoos or other facilities may not think are that critical. But a number of zoos are working with them as well. So,
what are some special things you got to do with this little tyke to keep him healthy?
When they're small like this, I raise them indoors and, you know, keep them in a temperature in the mid-80s. The adults you saw outside, here in Arizona, I need to provide them a heat source in the winter because they can't take our cold temperatures, but they do great in the summer. They're actually a very hardy species. They're actually a little hardier, I think, than the Indian stars. But just cool to have a rare tortoise, and don't want to get stepped on by a 200-pound galop here.
No. Yeah, this big boy is still down here. That's great. Thanks, man, for showing us those awesome tortoises.
You're welcome.
Guys, if you guys want to go out, you can, Jerry's got a YouTube. You can go out and follow his YouTube. You can see a lot more of these cool tortoises. It's Jerry Fife Tortoises.
Just Jerry Fife.
Jerry Fife. You can find it. You look for the tortoise guy picture.
That's it.
And then you'll find him. And you can go out and check out, and I'm sure you give tips on how to raise them and some of the caregiving and all of that. Very, very, very cool. Thanks, man. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for new videos like multiple times a week. It's on YouTube. It's I don't even remember. Just hit the subscribe button and turn on alerts so you don't have to. I don't have to remember. All right, guys. See you soon.